Hi guys, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about PC gaming, more specifically how you can PC game without necessarily having to have a gaming PC. It sounds a little confusing, but bear with me. So generally PC gaming is rightly considered to be more expensive than console gaming. That's why console gaming is so popular. Console gaming seems to be more accessible due to its lower price tag initially, especially around this time of year with like Black Friday deals coming up. You can get like Switches, Xbox Ones, and PS4s for like £200, $200-ish with like bundles and stuff. And if you were going to spend the equivalent same amount of money on a gaming PC, you'd probably be looking at definitely used and probably significantly older hardware. You should be able to game somewhat on that. You can build a gaming PC like I have on my channel for very little money and still be able to game on it. However, if you want to play the most recent, the latest AAA games, it's unlikely you're going to be able to play them at least at high frame rates or high quality graphics. So what I want to go through today is just a couple of options that you have that are available to you or will be available to you. I'm saying will be because I'm talking about Nvidia's Geforce Now, which currently is in beta, which I have access to. That is one of the options today. The other is a service called Shadow, which I am going to show you. I'm going to show you both of these things. That's the spiel out of the way, so let's jump in to the first service. We're going to be trying Geforce Now. Like I said, it is in beta. I have been given access to it. Pretty sure I'm allowed to talk about it, so if I'm not, then yeah, I'm gonna get screwed. So on Geforce Now, I believe that they say, at least at the minute, that there is access to 400 games, I think, or over 400 games. You can see just some of them here. You've got new games like Fallout 76, Hitman 2. So with the service, you don't have access to all these games. This is how the service works. You have to actually own the game. This is how it works. It's not like a subscription service like you have access to all these games and you get all these games and you pay monthly for them. It's not like that. You have to own the game on your Steam. I think they work with Uplay. Obviously, if Fortnite's here, then they must work with Epic. If you're running this off an old laptop that definitely can't play these games, or you're running it off a Mac where it's not possible to play these games, you still have to buy them. You still have to have like the Steam account and buy the game. So you can see actually top corner, you can see there for a second. I'll pull that up, that it said 1080p, 60 FPS, so that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for the same sort of specs as I would play on my PC. So I'm going to just jump into training mode because I don't want to play a game, it'll take too long. It's like a half-an-hour thing. So we're going to jump into training mode just to try some shooting, to try some driving, to try things like that. You guys aren't going to have the feel that I have, so you're going to have to just go with what I say and trust me, I guess. So far, I mean, it feels, I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty normal. It feels pretty like I'm pressing the buttons and it feels like they're working. Okay, someone's shooting me. Cool. Yep, great. Cheers, man. I'm feeling like this is definitely playable. Thanks for the shot in the ass. Dude keeps shooting me. Right, let's try something like this. Right, we probably want to go and... Oh, here's a vehicle. I was going to say go and get a vehicle. Here's one right here. Right. Yeah, shoot me all you want. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so actually, to me, this doesn't feel any different. I mean, it doesn't look any different either. I mean, there might be a tiny bit of lag, and the quality is probably not as good as if you were running this on your PC. But the point is, and the point of the video I'm making, is that if your PC isn't good enough to run games like this, or it doesn't run them very well at all, then this is what these services are used for. I mean, this feels fine. You can see that the quality dropped a little bit there. It's kind of like when you watch a live stream, right? Crash into a wall. That was just me playing badly. Nothing against the game. I said bandwidth is low in the top right corner for a second there. So I think due to my internet, it's like when you watch a live stream, as I was saying, like when you watch a stream and you sort of have those moments of, oh, it's dropped quality, and you can tell and you can go, it's gone a bit blurry, and then it'll pick back up again. So I think that's basically exactly the same as what's happening here. So this is actually working fairly well, which makes me quite confident that Stardew is going to work perfectly, because that is such a simple single-player game. The graphics are very, very simple. That's going to make that experience exactly the same as playing just on your PC. I'm gonna be a target in the range for a minute. Like, I feel like shooting these targets, I feel, if I could aim, yeah. I want to see if I can hit this far target. I'm gonna slowly walk towards it and keep shooting at it. Am I too high? Am I too low? Oh, nice. It really, honestly, doesn't feel any different to normal. To me. Right. Actually, I think that's going to be enough for PUBG on the Geforce Now. So let's exit the game. I think we want to exit to desktop. I think is what we want to do. Let's just load whatever world I'm in, just so I can. Let's just get this. Let's just pick one of my many worlds, apparently. But this should run perfectly, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Gamepad disconnected. You're damn right. I don't have one plugged in. Right. So. I mean, Stardew feels pretty much. I mean, what can I say about it? It's Stardew. I mean, it's the simplest game ever. Like, I'm going left, right, and it just feels like I'm playing it normally on my PC. It's just exactly the same. There's not really much else I can say about it. I mean, moving the mouse around feels completely normal. It's like, this is the one thing you want to check. If you have input lag, which is any lag between like your inputting of something, whether it's movement, whether it's camera, whether it's this cursor, if there's any lag between that, then that's going to get really annoying very fast and going to make a lot of games unplayable. But yeah, no, this is absolutely fine. You can see in the top corner it popped up the resolution. It still says bandwidth is low, so I guess that's not necessarily anything to do with the game itself. It's more to do with my internet speed is not quite enough to probably play 1080. Although I did play PUBG and it did feel fine. It did drop in quality a couple times, but with something like this, I really doubt you're going to see any graphical drop at all because it's just so simple. So that was Nvidia Geforce Now. Like I said, it's in beta at the minute, but it is a way that you can be able to play games if you don't have necessarily a PC you don't have a PC with hardware that's good enough to play some of these games. I mean, Stardew Valley, fairly simple game, but something like PUBG or Fortnite or the new Hitman or any of these like list of games like Fallout 76, if your PC can't run those things, then this service might be something great for you. It also it does work on a Mac, so that's good if you're a Mac user, which you use your Mac for more professional things. I know that they're good for photos and video editing and stuff like that. If that's all you have, you don't want to spend the extra money on a PC, then a service like this means that you can play games on your Mac, but via a virtual PC, I guess. I'm not sure what the specs that the actual server, the service you're running on is, which is different to the next service I'm going to show you. Now this may just look normal. It looks like a normal PC. Look, we even have the start menu and stuff down here, right? Shadow is a little different to Geforce Now. So Shadow is focused towards gamers and gaming. However, unlike Geforce Now, Shadow is a completely virtual PC. So for example, if I minimize this, you'll see that I just have a normal, what looks like Windows desktop. So it's a complete virtual PC, and the specs of this PC are given to you, so you know that the specs, I don't know whether Geforce Now just aren't doing that currently at beta, or whether they have done that and I just can't find the information, like telling you what graphics card and what CPU and stuff it's using. Anyway, I can show you that, or I can tell you that with this. So, Shadow is, I believe it's £25 per month, and what you're getting is an 8-core Xeon processor, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gig, I think, of storage. You can upgrade that to a terabyte, and that will cost you a little bit extra per month. And you're getting a GTX 1080. So effectively, you're running a PC with an 8-core Xeon, 12 gig of RAM, and a GTX 1080. That's what you're getting, and you're just streaming the video from their server, from their computer, from this 1080 Xeon system back to your screen. Now, the difference with Shadow, it can run on an Android, so you can actually run this on your phone. You can play any game that you can play on a PC on your phone. I probably would recommend finding some sort of like controller to plug in, because a lot of games obviously aren't ready for touchscreen, so you couldn't play like Fallout 4 and have touchscreen controls because the game just isn't made for that. But you could plug in a controller to your phone somehow and play it like that. And you can play it on any Windows machine. I believe you can play it on any Mac. So it does have a few more options to it. However, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be more expensive than Geforce Now is gonna be. Even though they haven't announced the price, I feel like £25 a month is fairly expensive, but you do get a lot more than just games. For example, you want to edit video, you want to edit pictures, you want to do anything you do on a normal computer, you can do it on your Shadow virtual machine. Another difference actually with these two systems is because this is an entire virtual PC, you can play anything on here. You can play any game. Whereas GeForce Now, it has to, like, you have to be sort of allowed the game, I guess. Like, it's in the list of 400 games, it has to be in there, otherwise you won't be able to play it. With this kind of virtual PC system, any game you can play on a PC, you can play on Shadow. That's just how it works. Anyway, we're back in. Here we are, back in PUBG. Again, feels kind of basically normal so far. I mean, I'm not actually in the game, so that's fine. But we'll jump into another training mode and we'll just have a play. And I want to compare how the two feel, how the two perform with something like this Shadow, where it's £25 a month. Now, I don't think that's like, it's not a significantly high amount of money per month, but it's also not ridiculously low, if you know what I mean. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive. Obviously, it depends on your income and how much money you have and things like that, but to me, I mean, that feels fine. To me, it's a strange area for me. I would rather, if you could get by, you have a console, you're quite happy to play on that, you could save that money and you could build a PC. So far, it's feeling pretty good. Like I said in the last one, it feels pretty standard to the way it normally feels to me. Right, let's get a scope for this. Let's get a scope and get some more ammo. We probably don't want such a long scope. So I'm not feeling any real input lag or anything terrible like that that's really going to affect gameplay. So can't complain so far. Where's the backpacks at in this? So there's a bunch of people in here. I mean, it's feeling fairly responsive, I'm not gonna lie. It really does feel pretty damn good. Let's find someone to shoot at, shall we? This dude. I missed. This is just me terribly playing, not necessarily anything to do with the game. But there we go, right. I was in a very bad position. That's not really where you want to be, is it? Over here like this. Have a little peek. Have a little peek. Get a shot. Move back in. This is feeling pretty good. Right, let's see if we can find a vehicle. Probably be good to check out. Just a little bit of driving just to see how that feels. We don't know what the specs for the for GeForce Now is. We just don't know. I mean, as far as I'm aware, they haven't mentioned it. I could be wrong. I tried to look it up. I couldn't see any information about it, so I'm not really sure. And we crashed. I'm real sorry about that, mate. Oh my god, he was right out of it, though. Yeah, shoot me all you want, I don't care. You will not take my bite! There we go. Trying to hit this guy. Now he can hit me. I can't hit him. He's way better than me. I'm not noticing a massive difference between the two, if I'm honest. They do feel very similar. They both feel similar and they both feel fine. Right. So let's exit this and let's jump into some Stardew quick. Right. So, back in the same game. Cursor's on the screen, cursor feels responsive. Didn't mean to do that. Let's grab that. I mean, it's feeling pretty damn good. It feels just like playing on the PC when I play this normally, so it really doesn't feel any different. Obviously, we don't have the pop-up in the corner like we did on GeForce, because this is an entirely it's a PC, so it's just going to run like a normal PC. It's not going to tell me about the speeds it's running at and stuff. But no, this feels really responsive. So for single player, simple games, these services are definitely going to work for you as long as you can, as long as you have the internet speed to stream the footage. With multiplayer games, it seems to work well for me, and my internet's not the best, so I imagine that it's going to be pretty decent for most people as long as your internet is okay, I guess. So let me just give my final thoughts and a little bit more information about it. So, something like Nvidia's Geforce Now seems like a good option for most people. You can run it on a PC, on a Mac, and on the Nvidia, was it called the Shield, the little tablet thing? You can run it on any of those, and you can stream whatever games they have available on the service. You still have to own the game via Steam, like I said before, or via Uplay or whatever service they use, or Epic if it's Fortnite. So you do have to own the game. And there are subscription services out there that are basically like the Netflix of games, where it's just a bunch of games and you can play all of them. You don't have to own them. By paying for the service, you can play them. However, they don't tend to have like the AAA titles. That's just my experience from some of them that I've used in the past, or I've looked at in the past. Something more like Shadow, like an entire virtual PC, is a little bit different. That's fully released and out, so we know the full price, which is about £25 for the standard 1080 graphics card, 8-core Xeon, which I believe they've just upgraded the Xeons, so they run a bit faster, 12 gig of RAM, and I think it's 256 gig of storage. That's the standard £25 a month. And that's not a cheap amount of money, but it's also not super expensive. So if you don't want to spend the however much you want to spend on a PC, let's be honest, you can probably spend $400 or $500 and get something pretty decent. It's not going to be brand new, but it's going to be pretty decent. Something I do want to look at, however, because of the £25 a month price, so you're paying this and they will constantly keep upgrading the system. So as the hardware gets older, they will upgrade it and it won't cost you any extra, which is a great thing. However, I still feel like having your own PC is better if possible. That's what you want to do. So what I wanted to look at quickly, which is why I've come to overclockers, is I want to look at, because I believe overclockers do gaming PCs. I'm pretty sure they do. So I want to look at, I'm pretty sure they do it like you can pay monthly. So this is what I wanted to look at. Okay, so here we go. For this PC, which it's not the same, it's lower spec than the Shadow PC you're technically getting, but you would actually own it. It would be here. Everything would run perfectly in terms of like no input lag and stuff, because it's running here, not from a server. So this is an i5-8400. Which is probably, is it 4-core? Is it 4-core or is it 6-core? I'm not sure with the newer ones. 6-core, it's a 6-core. Okay, that's what I figured. It's a 6-core, 2.8 turbo to 4 gigahertz. That's not bad. So you get 8 gig of RAM, 250 SSD, good for like your operating system and a few things. 2 terabyte hard drive, that's good for like storing games, and the 1066 gig. Okay, so the processor is not as good, the RAM is less, and you're getting more storage, but storage is really the cheapest thing in there, and you're getting a lower rate graphics card. But if you were going to do something like that and pay £25 a month, like it says here, finance available from £25 a month. So maybe you're better off just buying a PC, but then it's completely up to you as the user what you want to do. Like when this gets old and you have to upgrade it, you're gonna have to pay for that. That's how it works. But whereas with something like Shadow, then they upgrade it for free for you and you just carry on paying your monthly. Okay, so I just wanted to look at that because I feel like that price is at that point where it tears you between, do I pay on finance for a PC or do I pay for this service? Obviously, like I said, with Shadow, you get a lot more. You can play any game that you can play on a PC because it is just an entire virtual PC. You don't just have to leave it to gaming. I just wanted to make this video to make people aware that maybe they're not aware that these options are available. I'm a big advocate for PC gaming and budget PC gaming, so I can understand people that want to save money or don't have the money to buy a PC. Looking into one of these services, they're pretty cool, and and they're good, and it's a good way to get into PC gaming. And then if you think about it in future, because for both of these services that I've showed you, you do have to still buy the game and own the game on your own Steam or Uplay or whatever it is, then in future, if you do have the money to buy a PC, then you've already got the games, you already have access to them, and you can run them on your own computer. It's not like if you had, like I said, some sort of Netflix for games, where you have access to all these games. Once you stop paying or you don't want to do that subscription anymore, you lose access to those games. So I don't know, if there was like a Netflix for games where you could stream the games and they had really up-to-date games, I think stuff like, I think EA has one where you can pay monthly and you have access to all their games, all their like Battlefields and whatever shit they have. I think they have one. But if there was something that sort of combined everything so you could play all of the games, then I'd be interested in that, because it would just save me money on buying games. I think Xbox Games Pass is a similar thing as well, but again, that's mainly Xbox. Some PC, it's coming over to PC. It's pretty good. I think that's how me and Jake played. What's it called? The pirate game. Sea of Thieves. That's how we played Sea of Thieves. Is we both got Games Pass and played that because we figured that we probably wouldn't play it enough to warrant buying like this £40 game each. That's enough of me talking. If you're interested, if you like this, please remember to like this video and leave me a comment. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about it. Would you rather pay for a service like this, or would you rather save up and build sort of your own beginner PC and then keep upgrading it? To me, that's part of the fun. I really enjoy building PCs. It's just fun for me to do, and I'm a big nerd like that. I like the hardware, so that's a fun thing for me. But I can see how these services are useful. Hopefully you guys found this useful, this video explaining it, showing you a bit about it, and hopefully I'm allowed to talk about Nvidia Geforce now, because it's in beta and I got a code. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I've made this video now and it's out, so if it gets taken down, it gets taken down. I'm okay with that, it's fine. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you think, and if you'd like to see me explain and do more of these videos showing you maybe some cool techie stuff that you didn't know about before, then let me know. Anyway, thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!